Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Virgos. What's going on? What's up, Virgos? Hey. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And hey to anybody else who was watching. Sorry I had this laid out. I'm trying to see if my video is positioned correctly. So, I'm really happy to be here with you guys doing this reading today because, Virgo, we're going to do a Celtic cross reading. Have a little bit um, more time to actually do the full reading, and I want to get everybody out before June. So look forward to that, guys. I'm not going to put any intros or anything on these. I'm going to talk about some astrology aspects really quickly, and then we're going to get right into the reading. I'm not going to make this too long because I think I'm going to have to do a lot of the signs back to back, which I don't normally like doing. So just really quick, Virgo, I just want to say hey to all the Virgos out there. Virgo is a sign that I've met a few people over the last few years that are Virgos. It's been an interesting sign to get to know. One of my favorite rappers is a Virgo, Nas. And Virgo is always entertaining to me. Virgo are fun people. Virgo are organized. They have whatever area of their life that is most on their mind and that they most think about in their head, they have that organized. I've heard the claim that Virgos are clean, really clean, and all of this stuff. But I mean that isn't a sign based thing. That changes and that varies depending on individual personality types and when you really break down somebody's astrological profile. I guess maybe you could see if they're cleaner or not. But yeah, so Virgos, pretty fun people, really organized, business oriented, structured, um, signs that represent stability, that love stability, that bring stability, that work towards stability, like all of the Earth signs do, like their fellow Earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn. And I've heard that Virgo can be is an intuitive sign. They are connected to the spirit world, and Virgos run after Leo and before Libra. Exact dates I'm not sure, but it's going to be from about like the 23rd of August up until about the 23rd of September, because I know Libra is the 25th, and I believe Libra is the 24th. So I think Virgo runs up until the 23rd. So again, happy to be doing this reading for you, Virgos. If you guys get a chance, and if you want a personal reading, check out my website, Astro Tarot C. That's C as in the ocean. Weebly, WEEBLY.com. And I would love to be able to do these readings and everything for you guys full time. And if you check out my website, you can help me do that and purchase a reading. So, moving on, Virgo, let's talk about some astrology really quick before we jump into your reading. So, coming up in June, so this is going to be your reading for June. We're going to do a Celtic cross reading just to give us a little bit more insight into what's going on for Virgo for June. And in June, on the 4th, there's going to be, and I'm just looking at my notes for where the planets are going to be. In June, on the 4th, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini. So a new moon, is the beginning of the moon's phase. Phase is building up to a full moon. So it's a time where energy is building. It's becoming charged. It's new energy being introduced. So anything that you want to set into motion, anything that you want to plan, any new beginnings that you want to see happening, a new moon is a good time to work on those things and to set those things into motion. So then what else is going to be happening? I had basically what all the planets are going to be doing, but I'm just going to be talking about some of the major aspects. And that's going to be, like I said, that new moon is going to be happening in Gemini. So maybe a lot of energies, and I'm not sure where Gemini falls in your personal birth chart, But Gemini is a sign of communication. It is a sign of mental activity, being active out in the world, and having a very active mind. So maybe you want to set into motion some things you've been thinking about, some plans you want to get off the ground, some things that you really want to see be communicated and set into motion. And like I said, how that specific new moon is going to affect you is going to depend on where Gemini falls in your chart. So then let's talk about, let's see, Venus is going to be in Cancer on the 17th. Neptune's going to retrograde, it looks like, in Pisces on the 13th. There's going to be a full moon on the 20th in Sagittarius. So, of course, those energies, those things that you've been thinking about, coming to a culmination, coming to anything you want to see come to fruition that you kind of set in motion, and just intentions, intent you want to be aware of on the full moon. Full moons have a lot of energy. They're super, super, super charged. So when a full moon is going on, I know we hear a lot of the bad connotations on a full moon. Like, oh, it's a full moon, you know, you hear wolves howling and demons coming out and that kind of thing. But that's only because, you know, the energy is fully charged. So if you don't take time to harness that energy, watch how you're using the energy, all of that cosmic energy that's coming from that full moon can propel you into, you know, an extreme territory of the full moon, an extreme side of the full moon, because the full moon is supercharged, and it is gonna supercharge whatever you're feeling. So whether those are good things and you're supercharged in a good way, or those are bad things and you're supercharged in a bad way. And when I say supercharged in a bad thing, I don't mean that you have bad intent. But maybe if you're doing things and you didn't really put a lot of thought into it, and you're just doing something kind of wild and crazy, like a full moon. And guys, I'm Virgo, I'm not using these cards, but it's some good cards dropping out of the deck. When cards drop out of the deck, I am not a reader who tends to use, you know, every card that drops out of the deck. I don't. But if there was some specific energy on it, or it comes back up, you know, then it was meant to be. If it falls out again, I'll use it, and if it comes out in the reading, it was meant to be. So anyway, guys, on that full moon, it's not to say that the intent is bad, it's just to say how you're using the energy. So you don't want to go jump off a building on a full moon night, because chances are you may hit the ground and go flat, like Flat Stanley, which could really happen with that full moon happening in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire area of the chart. It is you know, an area of the chart that, you know, I believe it's Sagittarius that's ruled by Saturn. So, you know, a very wise energy, a grounded energy, you know, Sagittarius definitely is a sign of wisdom. So, you know, you definitely want to watch that. And I believe, Saturn is the 10th. Is it the 10th? Sagittarius, is it the 10th sign of the zodiac? It's either the 9th or the 10th. So let's say if it's the 9th, and then Capricorn would be the 10th, Aquarius would be the 11th, and Pisces would be the 12th. So Sagittarius is going to be the 9th sign of the zodiac. So it's going to rule the 9th house in your chart. So ruling that 9th house is going to rule mental exploration and things that go on in the mind, kind of that area of the chart. So you just want to be aware with that full moon in Sagittarius. Think about I feel like it's a very grounded energy. Like, if you had plans in motion, I think it's good to see those things kind of take off and go into motion and keep working on different maybe business ventures, career things. Maybe if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing things on your own, it's a good time for things like that. So a very grounded energy with that full moon in Sagittarius. I wouldn't say it's a time for anything too crazy, although Sagittariuses are known to be risk takers, and Sagittarians are a fire sign, so they're go, 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 go. So like I said, that could play out on either extreme. But on full moon nights, I would say they have a grounded energy. And then the sun is going to go into Cancer. Hey, I know I'm talking to Virgos, but you know, Cancer, the best sign of the zodiac. So the sun will be in Cancer on the 20th, guys. And as you know, there's a grand Earth trine going on, and then there's going to be, and then there's a mutable grand cross. So as I study more about astrology, I'll be able to talk more about those things and get a little bit more personal with it for you guys. But as for right now, I will leave it there. Yeah, I'll leave it there. There's a couple other things going on with the planet, but the moon, um, and I don't see anything major in retrograde in June. So I think most of the planets are coming out of retrograde because a lot of them were just in retrograde. So we'll leave it there with the astrology. And Virgo, will get started with your reading. So like I said, we're going to do the Celtic cross reading, and let's go, Virgo. As spirit for the energies of Virgo, just to let me know what's going on with Virgos for June. Virgos, I hope you've been having a good year so far. I hope the rest of your year is even better. You know, every day we wake up to make it another day. It's a day to be thankful for. Hopefully, in your own personal life. So Virgos, here we go. I'm not going to judge by the cards that's flipping over, but I'm getting some things for Virgo. But I'll save it for the cards. So Spirit, just let us get this energy for Virgo. And let's do a Celtic cross reading. Oh, and I'm going to do the heart cards. And we can call those mini relationship readings for now. Okay? So the first card is, this is your card. What is the issue, what's facing you, kind of what's on the table, you know, what's going on with the energy that's surrounding you right now. This is the energy that crosses you right now. So any, you know, obstacles that it could present or any ways that it may help you, that's what's crossing you right now. This is what's on your mind. This is kind of what's going on in your mental state, Virgo. And then this is what you can kind of utilize, what comes beneath you, what comes under you. It's what you kind of have, what you can call your own, and you know, whether that helps you or hinders you in the full picture, we'll see. This is the past, Virgo. In the past, you're looking at the Ace of Pentacles in the past, and that's the energy that you're moving away from. The energy that you're moving to is the Page of Wands. So that is the energy that's coming in the future, and that is the energy that you're moving towards, Virgo. So, your environment and your surroundings is the Two of Pentacles. That's the Two of Pentacles, Virgo. And well, I'm going to say this, the seventh card is you and how you see yourself. How you see yourself, and that's the Two of Pentacles. And then your environment and how others see you is the Justice card, 7, 8. So this is the ninth card. My space is very limited. Your hopes and your fears is the Lovers reversed. Your hopes and your fears are the Lovers reversed. And I'm just going to move this over, guys, so I have enough room. So your hopes and your fears are the Lovers reversed. And then the outcome, the possible outcome, is the Hermit in reverse. So, that's the reading that we got. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. I'm running out of room. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see what's going on. It's like I like my cards placed in a certain place. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. I like these to the right. So I'm going to have to do this. And I'll read it how it's supposed to go. This is just so I can see the table. Okay, Virgo. So the first card that you got out of the gate, just to represent the overall energy around you and what's going on with you for this month of June, is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's everything that's on the card. When you look at the Ten of Cups card, it just represents the ultimate happiness, the ultimate achievement, just having everything, finding that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. they call the 9 card the wish fulfillment card, but I'm sorry, I always see the 10 card as like the wish card, or it's maybe the happily ever after. I think is a better way to say it. When you look at this card, there's a man, a woman, children, fertile grounds, water, a home. I mean, what really more could you ask for if you did not have, if you didn't think of modern day times and modern day society, and we didn't have anything, and money didn't mean anything? What would really be the most important thing? So that meant nothing that had to do with classism had anything to do with anything. So money didn't mean anything. You know, you could live in a dirt shack and be just as noble as somebody else. So if money didn't mean anything and you could have everything, the most important things would just be the basic necessities like food, clothing, shelter, and your family. And that's really what this card just represents, is being in a state of having everything. But with the card being in reverse, I feel like Virgo, you're closer, you've been there, and I feel like either you had a taste of what it was, but it wasn't quite what you thought it was, or you feel like you had this and you lost it. And I feel like that's what Virgo's going through right now with the Ten of Cups card. With the Ten of Cups, I wouldn't say all is lost, because even when it's upside down, I don't see it as such a terrible card, Virgo. I don't. And I feel like even if you've loved and you've lost, or everything isn't as perfect as it seems, because maybe that's what it is, Virgo. Maybe you have a great situation, but everything isn't as perfect as you want it to be. I mean, Virgo is generalized as being a nitpicky sign. You know, everything has to be exactly according to Virgo's well-laid plan, and we all know life doesn't go according to plan. So Virgo, I'm sure you had a plan, and I'm sure things didn't happen that way. So with the Ten of Cups in reverse, I would caution you. Now, this is a general reading. It is for the hundreds, the tens, the 20s, or the millions, or the thousands of people who watch this video. So I cannot pick out your individual situation, haven't never talked with you. I don't know, what your individual concerns are, whatever. So it's a general reading. So it's going to apply to some people and it's not. So when I say several different situations, it's trying to connect with several different people, because the card can be read several different ways, and that energy can play out different ways in different people's lives. For personal readings, check my website. So with the Ten of Cups, it's either saying, you loved and you've lost, you loved and you really lost and you lost bad, or things aren't picture perfect. You know what I mean? So those are some of the situations that Virgo could be going through right now. And the card that's crossing you, pointing towards the past direction, is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, it's a night energy, and it is a fast moving, a fast pace. It is an energy. He kind of does what he does, and he doesn't take the time to look back or really care so much about anybody's feelings. He's gonna conquer the world, and he's gonna conquer it at any pace, at any cost. He is there to frolic, to be the lover, to be the seer, to be the doer, and to bring the messages, all while bringing messages and delivering whatever messages and thoughts that he has conjured up on his duties to where they have to go. So he's rambunctious, and he's high spirited, So you could either, I feel like that is an energy that was either your energy towards this emotional unhappiness, or that was the energy of someone in your life. I feel like you had a fire-like energy. You had a fire-like energy in your life of maybe this emotional situation. And so it could represent an individual. It could, or it could represent the energy of this situation here that was going on. So maybe it was a whirlwind, you really kind of took this thing by the horns, and were adventurous with this. And because it's cups, I'm going to say This could be career related things, and when I get to something that touches on career, I'll talk about career. But right now, I see it more as like an emotional thing. If I see those cups in the cart with family and this and that, I'm feeling like the major mental issue on Virgo's mind right now is the emotion. It had something to do with personal relationships, whether family or whether love relationships. So basically the Knight of Cups card crossing is telling me everything was going good, or the energy that was between in whatever relationship this was, it was a fast paced energy. It was maybe you did things, Virgo, or maybe this person or this energy, the energy of this person is that they did things without really thinking, without really taking the time to think of any hurts it would cause, any consequences. I just get the feeling of living, having fun, doing what you want to do. So Virgo, this could kind of be how you and this other energy handle things. This could be your energy towards a situation that you had. So maybe at the time you just were concerned with your happiness, and because things really, really felt like this. Things really, really felt like the Ten of Cups. So it was just like a whirlwind, and you just went full steam ahead, and with this good feeling, with this adventurous feeling, and now it led to, all of those emotions being felt, unhappiness, and some hurt feelings and hurt emotions in these cards. And depending on the extremity of how that plays out for you, Virgo, as happy as Ten Cups are in the upright is as sad as Ten Cups could be in the reverse. So like I was saying in the beginning, maybe the Ten of Cups isn't that bad for you, and maybe, things really did get pretty bad, and things, you know, if it's the 10 is moving on to another cycle. So 10s always show a wrapping up of it. Well, 9 is more of a wrapping up, but the 10 is you're really moving on. If 9 is packing your bags, 10 is you're moving, and you've completed a cycle, you're moving on. So if this 10, with this 10 being in reverse and those cups being in reverse, that's either a whole cycle for you to start over again, or you've either learned that lesson. The way it ended was not good, but you can start again if you learned that lesson. And hopefully you don't have to start back at the one. And so, getting to what's on your mind, what's going on in a mental state, what's going on with you mentally, Virgo, is the Hangman. And the Hangman is the number 12 card. So the Hangman, it's saying that right now I feel like whatever this situation was, it happened, and you're kind of taking it all in and trying to come to some peace about it. You're either trying to come to some peace about it, or you're still trying to figure it out. You're still trying to figure it out. Because, Virgo, I feel like the energy of this thing was like a go, this is great, this is all good, and then suddenly things came to a screeching halt. And it's leaving you right now in a hangman state. So you got to think about what you want to do, what choices you want to make, and what lessons have you learned from whatever this energy is that was going on. What was going on? And Virgo, I know another thing that in my research, now I don't know this from knowing Virgos. I've observed a lot of things about Virgos from knowing them, but this is not one. But in my research about Virgos, it says that Virgos, and actually, I'm lying, I did observe this about two Virgos, three Virgos. Okay, so I did observe this about several Virgos. I just haven't really had the time. Like I said, my Virgo experience is more of a recent experience. So before doing this Virgo video, I haven't had a lot of time to put it together. Virgo is not one of the signs that I end up with a lot of people in my life. But I was excited to do this Celtic Cross Virgo reading because I guess I don't have that many Virgo friends in my life because I have enough freaking planets in Virgo. Virgo is my fourth house of home and family, and which Cancer rules. And I have Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter in Virgo. So I have a lot of planets in Virgo, and I may just have something else in Virgo. I can't recall. So things having to do with that are always interesting to me, especially because it's in the house I rule, Cancer, home and family, fourth house. So anyway, getting back to Virgo, one thing I observe about Virgos is as confident as Virgos seem on the outside. See, I was going to give you like a textbook version, but then now I'm thinking of, because as I told you in some of my videos, if you watch my videos for dummies, like the signs for dummies, in my videos for dummies, I told you most of my, what I'm saying comes from my personal experience. So now I can flip from the textbook version of what I was going to say to thinking of the Virgos I know. So a lot of Virgos, no matter how confident they look on the outside, they have low self-esteem on the inside. And what I mean by that is, that's nothing uncommon. I'm a Cancer sign. Cancers are very we always second guess ourselves. It's not necessarily a low self-esteem because we think we're the shit, but we always think we could be better. We never think we're good enough. Whereas with Virgos, Virgos have all of this outward self-confidence. I mean, you would think a Virgo won a beauty pageant every year of their life, or they've just got all this money. Like, you would think a Virgo has it going on from the outside looking in. But a lot of times, the things that Virgo does, they do out of having low self-esteem. And that's some of the things they do. And this is not all Virgos. There's a shadow side to every single sign, like I just said about my sign. And a lot of this is expressed when you're at a low energy or when you're not functioning from a higher expression of your sign and those higher energies. But if you're functioning from a lower expression of your sign, I tend to notice Virgos do things to themselves and to other people out of a lack of self-esteem. But they will never, never let you know that they have low self-esteem. And they won't really let you in because they're a sign, like we talked about earlier, that represents stability. So a part of that, and that's like I talked about in one of my Leo issues, but it affects them differently because that is their outward persona. But as far as Virgo, because they represent stability, and no matter what's going on, no matter what issues are going on, what problems they're having, they have to be stable. They have to have a stable home, a stable life. Whatever Virgo's routine is, whatever Virgo is important to Virgo, they have to make sure it is stable and it works like clockwork. So I'm saying that to say, I kind of lost my train of thought where I ended up with the Hangman. Oh, the Hangman, if you see, he's hanging upside down. And anytime you think of the Hangman, like when you play the game Hangman, or when you think of movies in the old times and they're hanging someone, it's never, you don't think of a good connotation on a Hangman. It's a bad predicament to be in. And in some of the first tarot cards that were drawn up, it wasn't always this sort of, I don't want to call it a gay expression because he's not necessarily happy, but I'll call it an at peace expression. It wasn't always an at peace expression. So the at peace expression kind of shows you while he's in this state of being the Hangman, while he may not be in what looks to be the best predicament, he has mastered this predicament mentally, and even spiritually. And as you can see from the sun indicating illumination, he is mentally controlling his reaction to the situation. He is mentally and spiritually okay with whatever happens in this predicament. In this predicament of being the Hangman, he has found clarity, which also shows in your outcome card, which was the Hermit reverse. As you can see, the star in his lamp to the star of spirit, the star of illumination and clarity. And the Hermit also represents a card of stillness, going within, going inside. So the Hangman isn't a bad card. I believe where you're at, Virgo, what you've just come through left you with a lot to think about. How you want to do things in the future, how you want to handle situations, how you want to handle people, and most importantly, how you want to handle yourself. Because Virgo, always remember, you are the most important person. And anybody that really cares about you or loves you, from family, friends, to career, whatever, will not put you in a position to do things to disrespect yourself or to make you not love yourself. So then going to what you have beneath you, what you own, what you can call your own, you have the Two of Pentacles. And that's basically meaning decisions. So whatever caused this reverse Ten of Cups, whatever was going caused the Hangman situation, you made some decisions about. You had to make some decisions. So you had some choices, um, Virgo. You had some choices. The two card relates to the High Priestess card. The High Priestess card is a number two, a higher knowledge, but a hidden knowledge. She doesn't always go blasting that knowledge away. So this Two of Pentacles, even though it's a Pentacle card, it's of your suit. It's an Earth card. So like I said, this started off with emotions, and I see a lot of blue on these cards. Even though it's not water in the Knight of Wands, there is water and blue in the cups. Cups are emotions. He's got on the blue and the Hangman card. The blue and the water is in the Two of Pentacles card. So it's telling me that you made some emotional decisions. You made some emotional choices. It's what you have. It's what's beneath you. It's what you've already done. And it's what you're doing, because you still may be in the process of evaluating two people, two situations, two homes, two career choices. Like I said, I feel like Virgo, just because of the cards that came on the table, I feel like this is I want to say either a love reading or relationship reading, because this could resonate with family, but it's speaking more to relationships than it's speaking to love or anything like that to me. So, there were some decisions, there were some things like that going on. Oh, and that this night, of course, actions, wands could always mean traveling. So, it's something going back up to this Knight of Wands. I just want, because I was looking at the ship going up and down, and it reminded me of traveling. And I didn't say with the Wands card, it was a traveling card. And that's what I'm saying. It was a lot of energy. It was a lot of gusto. Whatever relationship, whatever this was, whether it was love, relationship, or family, there was gusto. There might have been some traveling. There was some, there was a lot of movement behind this situation, this Ten of Cups situation. So getting back to the decisions, whatever happened has led you to be in a state of stasis, to have to juggle. So either you've got a lot to juggle, a lot going on right now, because either just trying to keep up, Virgo, trying to keep up, and maybe that's why you had the Hangman and then you had the Hermit reversed. Maybe you slowed down your pace because things were moving really fast or things were going fast, and then, like I said, something happened to bring it to a halt and to cause you to have to really take some time to think with the Hangman. Really come to some practical decisions, because the Pentacles represent practicality, stability. So maybe you were doing some foolish things with your money. I mean, I'm just seeing like you got carried away, Virgo. And you had some decisions to make. There's some things that were on your mind, and that I feel like you had the knowledge to make those decisions. Anything you needed to make those decisions, you do have. So in the past, the energy that you're moving away from is the Ace of Pentacles. So, a Pentacles card is never bad. It's upside down to me like that. It's not bad. It just shows in the past, I believe, a beginning, a start that you had that seemed to be a divine start, a magical start, possibly with another Earth-like energy towards Capricorn, Virgo. But another stable energy, sorry guys, but another stable energy that was in your past, an energy that was there, that I believe, because this Knight of Wands is pointing towards the past. It's pointing towards the Ace of Pentacles card. So I believe this is an energy that had a lot to do with, you had a beginning, you had a start. There was some adventure, there was something on a material realm that had to do with traveling, homes, people, friends, things out here that are tangible. It had to do with that, and it was a beginning having to do with love, because you see this what do you call these? This arc down here, it always reminds me of like marriage arc, or arc you walk through when you get married, or you see at somebody's wedding, or that you see like in a picturesque scene with a couple holding hands. Like it always reminds me of that. So the Ace of Pentacles sometimes reminds me of like new relationships, new beginnings, possibly, like I said, with that earth kind of energy. And with this being upside down, it's like the hand is just dropping the pentacle. It's dropping the pentacle. It's like throwing it down to the earth. Like it's topsy turvy when the Ace of Pentacle is upside down. Maybe it wasn't magical. Maybe it didn't. This was not divine from the heavens. Maybe this was not something that was meant to be at this time. That was meant to be started or created, or it was. You know, and the aces, they always represent the start, but they aren't the promise of the outcome. They aren't the promise of the lovers or the 10 of cups or you know, the 2 of cups. They aren't the promise of that. They're the promise of a divine beginning. But with the ace of pentacles being in reverse in the past, whatever was in the past has caused this emotional situation that has you pausing to think, rethink what your actions, what you did, how you kind of took the situation, and really where you're at and the decisions you had to make had to do with this pentacle energy that just was not what it seemed to be. It was not the divine start it seemed to be, and it did not get to where you thought it was going to get to. And guys, I don't know where the Queen of Swords card came from upside down. I have to see. I don't recall moving that right there. Did I move that all the way over there? Let me see. Yeah, guys, I think I did. So let's take this over, because moving my cards over. All right. Yeah, moving my cards over. Everything is good to go except your last one was what you had. So choices and decisions, guys, however readings come out, maybe that's meant for them to how they're meant to come out. So I'm going to reread the energy that you had. But, and mind you now, listen to this. When I get over to this card, it's the number 7 card. So this was 4. We talked about 5. That's 6. This is going to be 7. This is your energy, how you're thinking, how you're viewing yourself, how you're kind of feeling. Remember that as I go back, because I talked about this as your 4 card. The 4 card was the energy that you owned, the energy that you could call your own, what was beneath you. That was the 4 card. And I talked about the 2 of Pentacles, because the way I had it laying in my layout to have space, it looked like that was a card, but that's not. That's 7. The card that was supposed to be your 4 card is the Queen of Swords. Now I'm going to say this about the Queen of Swords. So you can still take what I said about the 2 of Pentacles, because I'm still going to read this same energy for you, because it came out in how you see yourself. It's going to be the same choices and decisions. But let me add something to it with the Queen of Swords, and she's in reverse. So the Queen of Swords was the energy that you own, the energy that you had, and the energy that was beneath you. So with the Queen of Swords in reverse, what the Queen of Swords in reverse is saying now, the Queen of Swords, like this, is an upright character. She brings a message. The Queen of Swords is straight up. She's honest. She's a gossip. She knows the word on the street. The Queen of Swords is, if she has your back, she's going to have your back. If the Queen of Swords has to use her sword, she has her hand out and she has a sword up. It's either to say I can shake your hand or I can cut your throat. So the Queen of Swords, she, as you see, the trees are blowing in the background. There's some wind in the background. It's not always all friendly with the Queen of Swords. I mean, she's a wonderful energy. She is a fun queen. She is a social queen, but she can definitely slice and cut. And as you see, there's like a chain or some kind of rope or bracelet around her hand. It looks like it's been cut. She almost looks like she has 2 chains or some kind of bands that were tied that have been cut. And it goes to show you the queen can think for herself. She can think for herself. And she is able to rule without the king and make decisions. She can make decisions and she can handle situations and she can take care of herself. And with the queen being in reverse, all those things I said, I know are Virgo. A Virgo because like I talked about, Virgo is stability. Virgo isn't a sword sign. Virgo is a earth sign. But Virgo has that in common with this Queen of Swords. Virgo, so this is your energy, Virgo. This does represent, I feel like this represents your state, Virgo, and I feel like this represents the energy that's going on with you. Because Virgo does, like I said, they represent stability. So Virgo is going to do what it takes to be stable. And that doesn't matter if Virgo's going to get it by their own means or use somebody else that has it. A Virgo's going to do it. They're an earth sign, so by nature, their character, their overall makeup in life is about stability. And then a Virgo, personally, I know, is going to hustle to get it. Virgos are hustlers. You know, we call Capricorns the workhorse. Well, let's call Virgos the taskmaster. Taskmaster. If Capricorn's the workhorse, then Virgo's the taskmaster. There's a plan. There's always something going to get Virgo to that next level. So, with, I wanted to light my stage, but I don't know what I did with the lighter. Oh, so, with that being said about Virgo and with the Queen of Swords in reverse, what they're saying to me is, and you know the Swords cards are communications cards, Virgo is not standing in Virgo's truth. Virgo, it's a communications card. So when I said you made those decisions, I don't think you've actually communicated all those decisions yet. Because when I come over here to you, I'm going to say you're making decisions. But with the Queen of Swords, are you communicating those decisions? What kind of decisions are you making? Are they just? Are they fair decisions? Are they only based on you and what you want and no consideration to others involved in the situation, Virgo? Are your decisions that if you were talking to a friend, would you advise a friend to make the same sort of decisions, Virgo? So that's what the Queen of Swords is really giving me being in reverse. When I said you were making decisions, yeah, you're making decisions and you're thinking over some things in your mind, but Virgo, I'm not quite too sure that those decisions are just, they're fair, and maybe they're taking your best interest at heart. The air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and maybe this is what you need, Virgo. They have an ability to be able to, and this is why they are the mental signs, the air signs, the signs of mental processes, because they have the ability to discern, to leave out the emotion and think from a logical point of view. Now, you know, anything to an extreme is not healthy, whether you're too emotional or too logical. But speaking just on logic, they're able to see things without so much emotion. And usually, you know, a earth sign can do that as well. Now, that's something an earth sign and a air sign have in common. But Virgo, I'm not really feeling this with this situation. And I know a lot of times when it comes to love situations, we don't always think from a logical standpoint. So that's what that Queen of Swords was representing to me. So I have one more card before I get to that Two of Pentacles. So just stay with me. Now going to the future. So that's what you had. That was the energy you had with you. And I think you need to really, really think some more before you come to some final decisions, Virgo. Because I don't think you're quite in the right mind frame. You're still in a hangman state from what I'm seeing. Alright, so then going over to the Ace of Pentacles, upside down, we talked about what that meant in the past. Something didn't get off to a start. Even if it got off to a start, it seemed all happy. Everything was a go with this Ten of Cups and the Knight of Ten of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands. And then all of a sudden it just dropped. It just went kaput. It just fizzled out. Something did not maturate with the come to maturity with the Ace of Pentacles, and that's that's the energy you're moving away from, though. That's where you're coming from, and what you're moving towards, Virgo, is more fire energy, the Page of Wands. So moving to the Page of Wands is telling me, Virgo, going into your future with whatever next relationships, with whatever decision you make, even if this situation is still going on and you're making decisions, the Page of Wands is telling me you took a step back. You're not at the Knight of Wands where you're rushing in and you're ready for battle anymore. You're taking it back to the Page of Wands, and you're really trying to look at the situation, like I talked about in the Hangman. Look at where you're going. Look at your life as a whole. Look at your journey as a whole. Do these people fit into this journey? Do these people fit into where you want to see yourself and what you want to be? And that's the message that you have to deliver. That is the energy that you're going to be delivering to the people that come into your life. So that Page of Wands energy, like I said, if that's your energy, that's how you're going to be taking it. So taking a step back and really thinking and not being so, maybe not being so serious to move ahead with things and so gung-ho, because the Page is a younger energy. So it's a younger energy, it's a more youthful energy with more optimism. A knight is going to be more serious because a knight is not just there to play around. I mean, if a knight has to, a knight's going to fight. He doesn't wear the armor for just for regality. You know what I mean? So with the Page of Wands, it's taking a step back, coming out of battle, as somewhat to say, and really looking at what you have in your life, where you're trying to go, what fits in that picture, what doesn't fit in that picture before you move ahead with your journey. You know what I'm saying? And it could also represent, I mean, as people talk about, it could also represent travel, or of course a page-like energy, fire sign energy, coming into your life. And as many readers say, I never prescribe, I never claim to be able to choose zodiac signs. I may hit the energy on, I may not, and as they say, it could be moon, sun, or rising, or it could just be a heavy energy. So I like to refer to it as energy all the time. Sometimes I like to refer to it as energy most of the time, not always a specific zodiac sign or a person, even though they are court cards, and a lot of times court cards will represent a person. Court cards do represent people in your life. So, but like I said, energies. People are energies, aren't they? So that's the energy you're moving towards. And that could be, like I said, a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo energy coming in, because you do have the Knight of Wands with an energy there and a Page of Wands. So I really do feel like either that's your energy, Virgo. If it's your energy, I just talked about how it's your energy, comparing those two court cards. And then if it's not your energy and it's another energy, I do feel like fire energy is heavy in this reading. I'm feeling like Pentacles is more like what you're moving away from. Things you may have made, maybe you're making some choices and decisions between a Pentacle and a fire sign. So maybe you have to make some choices and decisions between a Taurus, a Capricorn, and a Virgo, and a Leo, a Aries, or a Sagittarius. So that could be it with these wand energies and the Pentacle energies. So just you're moving towards just a slower pace, really looking, being more hopeful as you stay more into mentally and not so much fantasy with what you're going towards and the choices you're picking. And if that's not your energy, like I said, the energy that could be coming in. So maybe some travel or some messages coming in of action, of travel, or from a fire sign person in your life. Which takes me to you and how you see yourself. And I'm not going to talk a lot about this card because I already talked about it, the Two of Pentacles. This is the state you're in right now about your situation and about your energies. You're juggling. You have a flux of emotion, a seesaw of emotion, and also some choices and decisions that you need to make. And just rewind the video a little bit to see what I said in regards to those choices and decisions. Now I'm getting a little tired of talking and I need some water. So choices and decisions that you having to make, some seesaw emotions, things. Shit ain't quite right now. Shit ain't all on level playing field. Shit ain't all good, Virgo. It's not all good. And with it not being all good, take your time. Take the time that the Hangman is giving you to really make those choices and make those decisions. So how others see you, Virgo, how others view your situations and your surroundings. You have the Justice card. So with the justice card being in your surroundings and how others view you, I'm going to take it either two ways. I feel like this justice card is saying others are viewing you, I think they're viewing you as being very fair and just. And I think they're viewing you as really not playing, and you're cutting with your sword. I think others are getting the picture that Virgo isn't fucking playing. Virgo, you're not playing. You're getting down to business, and you're handing out justice if it's deserved. In the justice card, this is the Libra card. Of course, you see the scales. Libra always represents the scales, and you see the swords. So this is an air Libra card. So you are, and that's why I said that air energy I felt was you. I didn't say it was a woman in your life or anything like that bringing that energy, although it could be. But I feel like that's your energy because in your surroundings and how others view you, you got the justice card, and I just think you're acting like the judge sitting up on the bench. You aren't cutting any cards. You aren't cutting any cards, and you're saying this is the situation. Like I said, Virgos are very analytical. They are going to look at things and they are going to decipher and decide and put the facts together and add up the pros and the cons, what makes sense and what doesn't. So this all makes perfect sense for the energies that are going on for the Virgo right now. So with the justice card, you're thinking about all that shit and you're going to hand out a sentence. You're going to hand out a sentence. And that sentence could either be, I love you, I commit to you, I want to take this further. Or no, you fucked me over, so fuck you. And that's basically how people are seeing you. I think they're seeing you as making decisions, being stern, or seeing you as a person who is fair. That possibly maybe that person could want to take, I don't know, they could want to have a decision. Either you're waiting on, this is how others see you, Virgo. So I don't want to say you're waiting on a decision from someone else because I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel like you being given a choice, whether that's inside of a box or outside of your box, a choice you like or you don't like, and you're the one who is really weighing your options. Is it fair? Is it not fair? So that you can see how you want to move on, Virgo. I think that's what the justice card is for you. And of course, justice could always represent legal matters that could be going on in your life. If you know any Libras in your life, now this one I will say it could come off to me as a sign, because if you know any Libras in your life, any Libra friends or anything like that, they're good people to talk to for advice and just to talk to. So maybe there's a Libra person in your life who's trying to help you with this, that you're talking to for advice that has to do with this situation. But for this, your surroundings and how others see you, if it's how others see you, I think Libra is really playing by the book of their laws, and they're judging and they're handing out sentences and rules accordingly. And if it's your surroundings, then other people are doing this with you, Virgo. Other people are really looking at you, and they're going to judge. They're going to judge you based on their history with you, what they know of you, what they have seen with you, their experiences with you, and your actions. So moving on to your hopes and fears, I got the Lovers in reverse. So hopes and fears with the Lovers in reverse. With the Lovers in reverse, it just really tells me that you're scared. You're scared to make this decision. You're scared to make this decision. You're scared to, you're not seeing eye to eye. Whatever this issue is on the table for you, Virgo, you're not seeing eye to eye. You can't come to a decision. Whatever's going on, whatever union this is, whatever partnerships this is, it doesn't have, it's not blessed by the divine right now. It's not, it is not a union that is tied together through, mutual adoration, mutual being on the same page, mutual adoration. Somebody, they say relationships should be 50-50, but With this, somebody's like 70-30, 80-20. Are you getting as much as you give, Virgo? Are you giving as much as you get? With the lovers in reverse, not all situations. I mean, it's not a devil card, but what's really funny about the lovers in reverse, and if I had the time, I would go through the deck and pull the devil card. But what's really funny about the lovers in reverse is it's like if it's upright, it's the lovers, but if you flip this and blank the camera out and come back, it's the devil card. Because it reminds me of the devil card when I look at it. And what's really funny is it reminds me more so of it seeing it in reverse than it did straight up. So maybe whatever ties that bind this, it is a misaffection, a misdirected love, misdirected communication, not seeing eye to eye. Whether this is a personal relationship or a business, not a business relationship, or familial relationship, a family relationship. Your hopes and fears, those are your hopes and fears. Are things not being eye to eye, things not, someone not feeling how you feel, you not feeling how someone else feels, you walking, not walking away, but having to walk away from something because it wasn't what you thought it was at the start, at the Ace of Pentacles, because you don't feel like it's divinely, heavenly sent, because you don't feel like there's mutual adoration. Those are your hopes and fears. That if you make these decisions, that if you make certain decisions, you're going to choose something that is not going to be what's good for you. And with the outcome card, I'm going to tell you, Virgo, you just need to really, with the Hermit in reverse, I feel like you know what the right thing is to do. You just need to do the right thing for you and everyone involved in the situation, and everything will be okay. Because the overall energy at the bottom of the deck was the Five of Pentacles, and I always call the Five of Pentacles the out in the cold card. So somebody, but it's never really out in the cold because there's a church with stability right behind them if they just turn around and go in for help. But another good way to read that card is to say, these two people there, they have each other, they're out in the cold, it's desolate, but you have choices, and I think that's what we're talking about, is having those choices because you're not alone. So whatever is in this card, this is a Pentacle card. This is another card representing you. It's representing stability, Virgo. So there is someone else in that card. There is someone else that wants to be there with you, that wants to be on this journey with you. But how do you see things? Do you see that stability that's being offered, or is the picture fuzzy by all of the negative things that have happened? So can you see the forest from the trees? And before you can really make decisions like that, it's just, it was taking the time with the Hangman. Then you had decisions, and I believe, Virgo, you know what you really need to do. Because the Hermit in reverse, the Hermit right side up is saying, this is a time of intuitive wisdom. The Hermit knows. He is saying to himself until it's time to come out of the shell as the butterfly fly from the cocoon. So the Hermit is not a card of not knowing and being lost and desolate. It's actually quite the opposite. But with the card being in reverse, it tells me, now he's just being a hermit to be a hermit. Virgo, we went through these cards of decision. We went through these cards of messages, of thinking, of things not working out, of being in a stasis of really getting a spiritual and a mental understanding of yourself and what you need to do going forward. Making some hardcore decisions, judging things in your life and being judged. Seeing that you don't see eye to eye with people in situations, and having a Hangman in reverse tells me you've done all the thinking. You have done the inner. So now you have to make the decisions, cut the people that are going to be cut, keep the people that are going to be kept, so that you can come away from this feeling of being desolate or left out in the cold. Because actually this is going to turn into nice clothes, warm weather, no broken bones, crutches, or casts, and that in a window with the sun shining out of. Because a lot of things in life are perspective. Is it a glass half empty to you, or is it a glass half full to you? Because that's perspective on life. So, you know, so this reading isn't 10 years long because I could talk on and on about this stuff forever. Virgo, and forgive me for any mishaps, mistakes, misspeaks. Keep coming back. This is my first full Celtic cross reading on YouTube. Not for personal people, but on YouTube in video form. So I hope my camera is placed good and everything. I'm going to have to get a different setup because I just didn't have enough room. But I love my little card table for smaller reads. So I'm going to have to get something bigger. And I hope you guys can see everything. And now I'm going to move on to the Heart Oracle cards. And Virgo, I'm just going to take these up. It's all on video. Anything I want to see, I can go back and rewind. Although, a lot of times, I don't watch these videos till way after the fact. So, I'm just going to gather up these cards so that I can do your Heart Oracle cards because I had no room. So, these are the Heart, what are they called? These are the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck. So I'm calling this like a mini love reading until I get a little bit of time later this month. I'm contemplating doing love readings. Because guys, I know for my sign, I'm a tarot reader. I read cards for myself always, all the time. But in my normal life, that has nothing to do with tarot. I'm an information junkie. So as many perspectives as I can get together on something, so I can put them all together and then gather my own perspective, I will. So I can watch like tarot readers that I personally connect with do readings for my sign like a million times a month. Because, you know, any insight to help you make life better, you know, you can never get enough. So I would come back and do the love readings. I know, even though I watch a few readers, the readers that I identify with, there's no certain amount of number of readers I like to watch do my readings. If I identify with that reader, then I'm gonna watch them. So I'll come back and provide you another source of love readings. So I just got to get the June out of the way, and then we'll maybe come around mid-June and do some love readings. So Spirit, just give us something for Virgo for a mini love reading. Just tell us really what's going on, and I'm going to lay 3 cards, and a 4th card is going to be the overall energy, past, present, future, or just general read. So whatever I get from them, typically the positions are past, present, and future, but I may not read them like that. I read cards, however I feel like reading cards. Whatever comes out is how I read cards. So that's what we're going to do. And let's go ahead and get going for, I'm going to cut these just because I do like to cut them. Alright. Virgos, what do we get for love? We have the 3rd eye chakra. Makes a lot of sense. Take the lead. The throat chakra, I don't read these in reverse. Guys, this makes a lot of sense. And then the overall card is the listen. So, let's talk about this, guys. So you got the purple card. I believe purples are mental cards in these cards because the red are action, green are emotion, indigo are mental, purple are spiritual in this deck. This black is major arcana, and then you have these chakra cards. So the first card that you got is a number 6, Virgo. 6 is representing stability, you know, the building blocks of stability once you're getting to the number 6. And the 3rd eye chakra, like I talked about in your Celtic cross readings, the 3rd eye chakra, the 3rd eye represents your pineal gland. So it's like this space here between the bridge of your nose and your eyebrows, your eyes. And that is where intuition, just that connection with the spirit comes from, with that inner knowing, with those sixth sense, with those intuitions, psychic abilities, just that third eye. So, like I was talking about in your reading, there's some things that, some messages that came, shit hit the fan, it wasn't all pretty, your start didn't get off, and now you're trying to make decisions based on off the information you had, but you got to open your third eye. Don't just look at things how you want to look at things, Virgo, and you want to have that biased vision, because that comes from a lack of self-esteem. So you want to see what you want to see, and trust me, I've been there many a times, many a year. You want to see what you want to see, but you need to have your third eye open. And that's what the third eye chakra is. And that's when people say keep your third eye open. So don't just see with your two eyes. See with that like sixth sense. See with that intuition. See with the all-knowing third eye. Read between the lines. Pick up the information that isn't said. Observe the actions that aren't taking. See the action in what a person doesn't do. So that's what that third eye represents. The third eye chakra represents for you, Virgo. Take the lead. Take the lead. It's a spiritual card. When I talked about doing the right thing, Virgo, making decisions based upon the love for yourself and making righteous decisions. Take the lead. You have to make decisions. If you keep going according to someone else's plan, their plan is not to make you happy, it's to make themselves happy. So you will continue to be disappointed and to be hurt if you don't take the lead over your own emotions and the path of your life, Virgo. And that's what you definitely have to do. And the first step into doing that is using your mouth, saying it, expressing it, the throat chakra. But watch how you do that, Virgo, because Virgo can be very abrasive as well. All of my earth signs have the ability to be harsh. They can come off, they can be very to the point. They can get like the air signs as far as they can cut you, but not trying to. Not the way a Scorpio or a Cancer will let it build up and literally murder you with their words, but more so on an everyday basis of just telling you the truth, just being blunt with you. They're just blunt signs that they get to that point. Some, like a Taurus, they'll be a little bit more blunt. They don't have to be coaxed to kind of tell you what they're thinking. Capricorn kind of got to push them a little bit, and Virgo's somewhere in there. Like I said, I don't personally know a whole lot of Virgos, but Virgos let those things come out of your mouth, but watch how you say them, watch how you deal with people, watch how you use the power of words and the power of speech, and don't convey anything until you fully exhausted your mental process on the issue. So until you fully exhausted all of your mental options and you thought it through mentally on every level that you need to, you don't have to communicate anything to anybody. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. You don't have to communicate until you're ready. And when you're ready, you use that throat chakra. But before you can do that, the overall energy that was on the bottom of the deck was listen. And what a beautiful card it is. All the colors, just the all-knowing, all the different elements of this listen card. Because when you really listen with your eyes, your ears, your tongue, your nose, your fingertips. Listen with everything in you. Pick up everything that a situation or the environment has to tell you about what you're dealing with, and then you can mentally process it according to logic. Well, if this person really cares about me, would they do these things? A person who doesn't care about me would kind of act like this. And when I express these things to this person, this is the response I get. So this is what I'm going to try to do. Once you kind of listen to what's being shown to you in your environment, then you can mentally process. You can get an understanding, and then you can take the lead on communicating those things. Because a lot of things, like when we were talking about seeing what you want to see and hearing what you want to hear, you hear, but you don't really listen. So, and we do that as humans. We really do that. So, like in conversations, we may be so anxious to say what we're going to say, we don't really listen to what the person who is talking is saying. So when you don't listen, you don't get the true meaning of what a person is saying or what a person's real intent is. So if you didn't listen, you don't know, well, did that person mean to hurt you, or did that person have a good intent or a bad intent? But listen, that's why I said listen with everything in you, your fingertips, your eyes, your nose, your tongue, your taste. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but listen and observe with everything in you. Because listening is the basis for you to do your mental processes. Listening and observing, like with your eyes. So this third eye chakra is seeing. Of course, we're talking about your two eyes, but we're also talking about the third eye, which brings that spirit, that psychicness to the two eyes, that intuition to the two eyes. So observing, seeing, and listening, hearing, forms the basis for your data processing, for your information processing, in order to be able to make decisions and to take action. So listening is more than hearing. The card didn't say hear, it said listen. Thank you, Virgos. I'm going to roll on to my next video. So not a lot of time for outros, but I love you guys, and I really appreciate you watching the channel. Thanks. Peace.